base briefly again on the bonding process. I've covered a part of it in the step 1 decisions, the bonding decisions. And what does even bonding mean and why is it required? Now, think about it. We are normally, our brain is like, even if we are constantly focused on the outside world, what he will think, what she will think, and our brain is constantly thinking about what others think and how I can feel good about myself by pleasing them. This is what we do most of the time because that's how our brains are programmed. It's trying to keep us safe. But think about the bonding decisions. Bonding or connection is a feeling which comes from a thought. Now, we are having these thoughts unconsciously. Very much like we just let life take over, let our brain just like interpret it and see where it goes. And that's a beautiful thing, like how the universe is just happening, or some people like talking about it like God wanted this and then it just happened, right? But you and I are not in that category because we have PCOS and here we are trying to get pregnant naturally. So we are like trying to predict all the obstacles that are going to come our way and we are going to overcome them with our higher brain. So most of the time it's our lower brain, our primitive brain, our emotional brain, which is in charge, is trying to keep us alive. Because it really doesn't want us to experience feelings of rejection, fear, panic, depression, overwhelm, grief, powerlessness, none of that. It doesn't want us to feel that. So it will like constantly predict obstacles that way and keep us protected. Like expecting our partner to have sex with us when it's time can be very loaded, right? Like, what if he doesn't want to? What if he can't perform? What if, like, our brain can go to the what if lands? Like, and then sometimes when we are like feeling so stressed to have sex, we start behaving funny. Like, there are more arguments, there are more fights, and then they're like, oh my God, the egg is gonna live only 24 hours. Can you just have sex with me? This is very common. I have been there, and it was very traumatic and it was very stressful. It works for some, it doesn't work for many. And it just like, I used to feel like, I'm raping my husband. But that's not something which I wanted to feel, and I overcome that feeling. But the bonding, the connection that we are trying to plan for, it's not just for having a baby. It's a skill that you can use for the rest of your life because you intend to be with him, right? Like, think about it. Why does he exist in your life? The reason why he's there is because you want him there. Now, our brain will still keep creating obstacles and negative emotions when we are not getting what we wanted. What we want is truly that love and joy. But when we don't get that, that's when we get these negative emotions. And these negative emotions of frustration, discouragement, anger, revenge, doubt, worry, overwhelm, disappointment, shame, regret, blah, blah, blah. All of them show us that we are not connected with him because that's what we truly want. Like, it's not just about having a baby. It's about feeling love, feeling joy, sharing, appreciating each other, achieving things together, having fun, being excited together to do things, being eager to see each other every night, or being like enthusiastic to just live each day with each other. That's what our brain truly wants. And we are committed to do that, right? That's why we get married, or that's why we decide that we're going to move in together, we're going to be in a relationship. And we also hope together. Now, the thing is, we can only control our thoughts. You, as a human being, cannot control his thoughts. It's just not possible. Because think about it. If there was a way for you to control their thoughts, you would have. But it's just not. We can, even if you have like someone in prison or like employee, They give you an employee guideline or a policy, right? And we are supposed to follow that. But still we have thoughts. Like, the employee need not follow it. The employee can cheek around it. We can still be upset around it. Even when we know that he or she has done what we wanted, we still don't know what they're thinking, because their thoughts can change, right? So there's like, you can take this as a fact that you cannot ever control other people's thoughts. You can only influence them. So whatever they think and feel and whatever actions they take is not in your control. Our brain thinks that we can control it, and our brain tries to please them so that they do what we want them to do, so that we feel good about ourselves. So our brain we think that, but that's actually not in our control. What is in our control is only our thoughts about it. So come back to the bonding decision, the bonding process. Here, I want you to fully empower yourself, knowing that the bond that you're creating is a feeling. The connection that you're creating is a feeling which comes from your thought. And those thoughts, I want you to be curious about what those thoughts are. So it can, like, think about when you're texting him, like, is that text coming with anger? Like, what is the feeling that you're feeling? Is it anger? And if it's anger, if it's anything is coming out of a negative emotion, if it's not feeling good, don't do it. Don't take action from that place. Check on your thoughts. What is your thought? Clean up your thoughts. And sometimes when we are in super anger and frustration, it's sort of difficult. So you need to change your focus. You need to go take a nap, go eat something, go drink a glass of water, move physically, change your brain's focus, and then that thought process will stop. But suppose if you're like, it just started, like you can notice the thought is like building up, then you have an option to change the direction. Go towards thinking like, what do you appreciate about him? Why is he here? What's amazing about him? What is it that you like about him? And you will find once you ask your brain any questions, you will find answers. If you're not finding it, that means you are in that anger and that resistance. So just leave the scene if possible. And even if, suppose you're not able to calm your nerves, trust that your brain will calm itself. You can just like sit with it, like be unconditionally loving to yourself, compassionate to yourself, and it will move through. So that is the bonding process. It's happening. It's a feeling which comes from your thought. And when you think that I love him, I want to make a baby with him, and then you feel connected with him, the actions come very easily. Like you either text him with love, or you smile at him, you have conversations with him, you engage with him, and notice how you felt connected in a day with him. Did you hug him? Did you kiss him? Did you have sex with him? What was the conversation during sex? And just let your brain entertain, okay, this is how I connected with him today.